I am Srinivasan Rajendran. Today we are going to discuss a topic called size of operator. Again, it is one of the special operator. In the last video, we have been discussed about another special operator called comma operator. So here we are going to discuss a topic called size of operator. This is also a special operator. Okay. So we can say that it is a compile time unary operator which can be used to compute the size of its operand. Okay. As I said earlier, like the operand may be a variable name or literals or expressions. It is going to calculate the size of the particular operand that can be used to allocate the space in the memory. Okay, so that is what we can say. It is a size of operator. We can say the size can be allocated during the compile time, and since it is a unary operator, the size of operator we can say unary means we can use a one operand. Okay, and apart from that we can use a expression also. Okay, that's not a big deal here, but we would usually say that it is going to hold a value of a unary operators. Okay, so we can say it is a compile time unary operator. Okay, it is a compile time unary operator to calculate the size of the operand, but the size of the operator is preceded along with the operand. You have an operand called a, or you have an expression called a plus b, or you have a literal called 5. Okay, literals or value. Okay, so before that we have to use size of, and here we are using bracket. Okay, inside the bracket we can pass 5, or else we can say any expressions or variable name. So it preceded, the preceded means before you have operand, it's preceded with the size of. This helps to calculate the size of the data type or a variable or expressions, or we could say you can calculate the size of the literals also. We can give it in the example program. And the size of operator can also be nested in the sense what I am trying to say, size of along with the size of operator, but the return type is integer format. It is going to return a value in the integer format. It mostly returns in the terms of bytes. Okay, so the size of integer is 4 byte, the size of a float, the size of the long, the size of the double. So all the value, the return type value will be in an integer. Okay, this syntax looks like a function because whenever you have a bracket, see here in the size of operator you have a bracket. Normally the main function also have a bracket, but the syntax looks like a function, but it is considered as a operator in the C programming, where mostly you can use this. We can mostly use this to find out the number of elements in an array. Okay, so if you declare an array, this size of operators can help you to find out the number of elements in the array. Okay, or we can say it is a size of the array. And if you use a pointer, that time you can allocate the memory dynamically. Okay, mostly this size of operator will be used in a linked list, stack, and then like queue concept. We have to find out the size of the particular stack or queue or linked list. This helps you to allocate the size dynamically. Okay, it's not a constant, we can able to change it. Okay, so though the syntax looks like a function, but it is not a function, it is considered as an operator. And one more thing, sir, I am running the size of operator in one particular machine, and again the same program I could run it on the different machine, but there will be some deviation in the output. Yes, it depends upon how many bits are used. It is a 64-bit operating system or a 32-bit operating system, or whether it will be in a low end or high end. it depends on the machine. Okay, so it provides a different output, but normally basically we have a size, the integer this byte, the float occupies this byte, that would not be changed, that is common, but there is a slight deviations on the different machines, so don't bother about that, but you have to understand what is the actual size of the operator. Let me directly go into the program. The first line as usual header file and int main, and followed by we have declared a variable called a, and the value of the variable is 5, and we have a declared as an array. Actually C square bracket, I have not mentioned the size of the array, instead of that I have given a number of elements, 5 elements. Okay, and I have declared another variable called b, the value of the variable is 3.6, but the basically why I am giving like this, it helps you to find out the size. As I said, the first 7th line in the printf statement, b is a variable, but I want to find out the size of the b. The size of the b is 4 bytes. When you run the program, the size of the b is 4 bytes, because b is a float. Okay, the size of the float here is 4 bytes. Okay, sometimes they said integer occupies 2 byte. Okay, so yeah, but it depends on the machine. Okay, so if you have a confusion, like you can use a printf statement, and here percentage d, or else you can use a percentage lu. Lu is a long unsigned, which is a what to say, like this is also a one data type. This is the highest. Okay, that's why they are, in order to safer side, they have used lu, but the return type is integer only, sir. Yes, it is an integer. The thing is, if you use a percentage d, it will evaluate the output, but it will show some error. Okay, so here I can give size of an variable a is, and we can give /n also. It will give 4, the size of the variable is 4. Okay, the size of the variable, we can say it is a 4 bytes. Sorry. One more thing you can notice, that the 4 is displayed in the next line. The reason is this. Okay, we have to give it here. So the size of the variable, sir, here the flow b is a floating point type, a is a integer type, but both the size will be 4. But we can't do anything, because it depends on the compiler. Okay, in this machine they will consider like float as a 4 byte, integer is also as a 4 byte. Okay, and literals, keep on saying literals, some value. Okay, instead of using variable, I am using a value called 5, size of 5, that will be considered as an integer, that is also be 4 bytes. Okay, and the size of the float, is also, because the line number 10, size of the float is also 4 bytes, and size of double, which is also called 8 bytes. Okay, and C of, okay, size of C. What is size of C? The array consists of multiple elements. How many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Totally 5 elements will be there, but each element is an integer data type. Each element occupies 4 bytes. So 5 into 4, 20 bytes. Okay, for line number 12, okay, line number 12, 5 into 4, 20 bytes. So if you give size of some specific element, C of 0, which means 10. Okay, I am specifically, if you know the array concept, C of 0 represents 10. Okay, but if you don't know, as of now you don't understand, but later on if you study array you can understand this. I am going to find out the specific array element size, that is 4 bytes. Okay, because each element is 4 bytes. 5 into 4, 20. That's why for line number 12 it is 20. And I can say that you can use it to calculate the size of an array. Size of the array is what? Size of the entire array divided by size of the each element. I am taking only one element, that is 4 bytes. The size of the entire array is 20 bytes. So 20 divided by 4, you will get 5 bytes. You can say this is not a byte. total number of elements. This is another way to find out number of elements in an array. Okay, so size of C divided by size of C of 0, all are belongs to integer data type. And apart from that, I am using expression a plus plus. What is the meaning of this expression? A equals a plus 1. This is an expression. We can find out the size of the expressions also. Okay, so you can find the size of the variable, size of the literal, or size of the data type, or you could find out the size of the array, and then you can find out the size of the expressions also. Sir, you are using percentage LU. It's a long unsigned. Okay, that is the control string for long unsigned. What I can give if I give percentage D? It's not a much difference. You can give a percentage D also. The value will be displayed. Why? The reason is the return type of the size of is an integer. It is always going to give a integer value. So you can use a percentage D. But in some machines, they will violating it because they are allocating the maximum size. So that's why they are using a percentage LU. Okay. So size of operators, these are the some content that help you to find out the size of the operators. Okay, so I hope you would like this video. If I want to make a more video, please leave it in the comment box. I am ready to make so many videos in a C program. So you can subscribe my channel, you can leave a comment, and you can like the channel. So this will gives me a motivation that whatever the topics I know, I can discuss with you. Thank you all.